everyone, welcome back. Welcome to episode 3 of our Scam Buster podcast. As always, my name is Phoebe.
And I'm Marlena.
Marlena, welcome to episode 3.
Thank you very much.
We've got an exciting episode today, and I think this one, I shouldn't say this is my favourite scam, but this one's the most interesting scam, I believe, that we're diving deep into today.
Quite common.
Very common. More common than we think and more common than people think this is. And we see it happening a lot. And we're seeing it happen a lot more as things advance, as, you know, social media coming into play years back.
Okay, tell us what sort of scam is it?
He asked me the question?
Yes.
Oh. Today we're diving deep into the love scam. The love scam. So I'm excited about this because Marlena actually featured on national television with a love scam. It was quite interesting and you saved a lot of money. A lot of money.
Yeah, it was quite a big story. So, I told that story to one of my colleagues at work. Someone posted on social media, and pretty much within a week, the national television contacted my bank and they wanted to do the interview. I'm more than happy to share that story again. If nobody watched it, we're gonna probably provide you with the link so you can watch it again. But what happened? So the story.
Let's get into it.
So the customer came to the bank and she was one of my regular customers and 60s, 70s. She came to the bank to cancel her insurance. I knew that she loved her house. She loved her property. She had a beautiful swimming pool, swimming every day. And she said, no, I want to cancel the insurance because I'm selling the property.
Right.
That was quite, for me surprising because I knew that she loved that property.
Yeah.
So I said, why are you selling? So first she gave me quite a few silly excuses. She has to help her family and I knew that she has only one son overseas. So I didn't think something was not right.
Right.
So I took her to my office and I was just trying to dig a little bit deeper why she's selling that house. And finally, she told me she has to help her partner who is in prison overseas. She already sent some money, but it was not enough. So now she has to sell the property. And settlement is actually next week. So that's why she was in that branch to cancel insurance because the settlement was in a few days. Look, I knew it's a scam. I knew there is something wrong and I asked her to show me a photo of this guy. I put that into the Google image reverse search, and what I got was a lot of photos of that guy and with different names, different stories, so we knew it's a scam. At the beginning, she didn't want to believe. I even called the embassy of that country when he was in prison, and they told her it's a scam.
The embassy told her?
The embassy. They said that the embassy, the country would never ask for that huge amount to release someone from jail. So it's impossible.
Okay.
And when I showed her those photos, she believed. She was heartbroken, to be honest, but at least we saved her house. Yeah, so that's the story. I took her to police station. We report that, and that happens quite often. We had more customers like that. How that started? Her husband passed away. Someone probably noticed on social media that she, changed her profile to widow. Someone approached her. They had a very casual conversation. They invited her to like a, private chat. And they were chatting for quite some time until he started asking for money. So first, he sort of got in trouble. She took a personal loan, sent money overseas, was not enough. And finally, she was told that he is in prison and they need money, big money, to release him from prison. And she believed.
And you said she was told. So who had told her that he was in prison?
And that was quite funny. So he was in prison, but he was still allowed to send her messages. So sometimes when you are, in love, you don't see those sort of red flags.
Absolutely.
Red flags, yeah. So he was still sort of sending her messages that he's in prison. She has to pay some money. So like I said, she took personal loans. She sent all of her savings. And when the money's pretty much finished, she decided to sell her house.
And a house is a lot of money. So I can't even begin to imagine selling her house.
Yeah.
So in figure-wise, Marlena, how much did you actually save her from losing?
That was a lot. That was a lot. That was more than more. Yeah, quite a lot.
Quite
so you
big.
know how expensive the properties are now. I felt amazing that I could save that lady's house because she already lost all of her savings.
Yeah.
She already took some loans, and now she would sort of lose her property.
Wow.
So please be careful, and all of those love scams are not happening overnight. Those people, they not just talk to you today and tomorrow ask for money. It takes months.
Absolutely.
And they try to build that relationship, that trust.
Absolutely.
They just made you fall in love. And she was pretty much so lonely, and they targeting people, vulnerable people.
Absolutely. I was just going to say, it's targeting people in their most vulnerable states.
Absolutely.
And these love scams, a lot of the time they're targeting older people because they know.
And they've got no one to talk to.
Yeah.
So they know that they can. Sometimes they might have a family, but they don't share those sort of, the stories with the family. And so it starts probably on the social media.
Yeah.
So that's what happened to her. She received a message that someone feels sorry, and they started very casual conversation, like I said, and that ended up with a few months chatting.
Yeah.
And what was quite interesting, there was always millions of excuses why he never turned on his camera. He sent a lot of photos, but she never sort of talked to him face to face. Look, that was last year, 2 years ago. Now with AI, you have to be very, very careful.
Absolutely.
Because even with AI, you can see the person. What I'm saying, if someone asks you for money, please, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
Be very, very careful.
And we've seen it a lot. We had an example where maybe a few months back now with, we saved someone from sending money to Shakira out of all people. But he was just so caught up in this situation that he didn't see it any other way.
And that elderly man, he was, 100% sure that he's sending money to Shakira.
Yeah.
And when we ask, she doesn't need your $200 or $300, but that's how it starts.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They start with a small amount and they increasing. So it's like a hook. And then you start believing them. And that sort of bond builds. And be careful when someone asks you for money.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of online platform when you actually put those photos and do the reverse search, and you can see if someone else used that photo in the past, if that person exists, or if that person exists under a different name. And if that person exists, so you may send another message to that person just to double check
if it is
if it's a true or not.
A very good show to watch, guys, is Catfish. They will teach you the tips and tricks to find out if a person's catfishing you or not. And for me, what I do really want to share is a big sign that it's a love scam and that it's not who you think behind it is, number one, Elon Musk is not going to be messaging you on Facebook asking you for money.
The celebrities.
Yes. Elon Musk is not going to be telling you all these things and then asking you for, big example that I've seen is gift cards in exchange. And this is where, the person that you're speaking to will tell you to go purchase a gift card and send them the details, and that's how they're sending the money. And we've seen a lot of money being lost that way. And unfortunately, as you mentioned a few episodes ago, because you know what's happening around and you've taken part of that, it is a little bit harder to try and recover those funds.
Yeah, it's quite hard. So once you send the money is overseas, and those scammers, they sort of putting money, they transferring money from account to account, and they pretty much, once the money is on the account when you send it, within a minute the money is gone. So it is very hard to recover, and especially like if it's not even in Australia, we don't have an access to those overseas accounts to recover your money. So be very careful. If someone asks you for money, that's a red flag.
Marlena, there was it was on the news, I think a couple of weeks ago, where they spoke about the woman who fell in love with Dr. Chris Brown, the famous Bondi vet, right? And she sent this Dr. Chris Brown, she sent him over $20,000, thinking he needs my help. What would have been your advice if she had come into the bank and she would have sat in your office?
Dr. Brown is rich enough, so he doesn't need your $20,000.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And why the Dr. Brown will target you or ask you for money? Okay.
It says it in itself, really. It says it in itself.
Yeah. So all those celebrities, they honestly, they're quite rich. They don't need 200, 300, 5,000. They don't need your money. If they ask for money, it's a scam.
And they would not be contacting you via Facebook or
Absolutely
Instagram messages, a random friend request.
And most of the celebrities, they've got very private profiles, so you wouldn't be able to contact them.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And so, the big message is that this scam is one of the biggest scams that goes on, the love scam. And, they prey on your vulnerability. And then once they get you in, this is when the conversation of money starts happening. And we laugh all the time at work when, one of us has a new person that we're talking to. Show us the photos.
Look, we laugh, but on the other hand, we do feel sorry for those people. And that's our job, to sort of prevent those sort of situations. What I would say, usually that happen on a dating site.
Yes.
And so be very careful. If you've got absolutely amazing looking guys, and then within a few weeks or months they're asking for money, could be a scam.
Absolutely.
And when we're going through those scams with our customers, usually those scammers, they pretend to be very educated people.
Yes.
It's like a hook.
Yes.
So usually they are soldiers, doctors. If they are doctors, if they are soldiers, and you are Australian pensioner, why are they asking for your money? I know it's easy for us because it never happened to us to sort of be judgmental. But on the other hand, why?
Yeah.
Why those people with those high education, very good income asking you for money?
Absolutely. Awesome. Really good, Marlena. Thank you. Thank you for sharing
Thank you.
that. And so, yes, share your stories, please. If you're going through it and you want to send us a chat directly through our
Please
channel,
do.
send us a chat. Feel
And
free
if
to
you
ask
like
questions.
to talk to us, we are more than happy
Absolutely.
to have that,
Conversation,
chat.
yeah.
If you want to be part of our podcast, we're more, than happy to have a chat about it.
Absolutely. We'd love to do it and to feature your stories. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 3 of our Scambuster podcast. And
See you next time.
don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.